Okay, so today we're going to finish up our vocabulary, Vocabulaire 2 from Chapitre 1 of your book Bien Dit. And we're going to finish up on page 22 for those of you following along en français, and for those who are still working on their numbers, it's page 22. So if you look at page 22, you're going to see that we're mostly talking about accents today. We're going to look at the accents on our letters. I know you've seen some of the accents already, but now we're going to talk about how they affect your pronunciation. So if you look at the chart on page 22, this is the chart I'm talking about. Right here. We're going to go over very quickly some of the accents. So the most common accent en français is the accent aigu. Accent aigu is normally over E's in French. And the accent aigu makes things pronounced like the A in the word date. So A. So éléphant, Sénégal. So the accent aigu over the E is pronounced A. Then the next one down, the accent grave, also, most commonly, you find that over E's. And that one is pronounced a little bit differently from the accent aigu. Accent aigu makes it pronounced A. Accent grave makes it pronounced E. So, zèbre, zèle, etc. So, you have accent aigu pronounced A and accent grave pronounced E, zèbre. You can also have an accent grave over a U in French. It does not change the pronunciation at all, but it can change the meaning of the word. So watch out for that. Accents in French are really important. The circonflexe. The circonflexe is the little caret, the little arrow that's on top of, normally it's on top of a vowel. An E, an O most commonly, occasionally over an I. But the circonflexe, the accent circonflexe, does not change the pronunciation. All it is doing is just marking that there used to be a spelling difference in the word. There used to be an S after that letter, but somewhere along the line they took the S out and they just wanted to commemorate that the S is gone from that word. So it changes the pronunciation, not at all, but it is important because it's part of spelling rules in French. So the circonflexe is a little caret on top of a vowel. Doesn't change the pronunciation, but make sure you put it in there for spelling purposes. The CD is the little squiggle, kind of like an upside down question mark, which you see under the letter C. And the CD makes a C go from a hard sound being a K, to a soft sound being S. So that's why in the word français, you have the C with the CD underneath, and the CD makes it français with a soft S. The last accent you have in French is the two little dots over a vowel. Usually we say most over an I, and that's called the tréma. The tréma, which is the two little dots, makes it so that you have to pronounce both vowels separately in French. Some examples of that, if you look at Noël, Noël, we pronounce O-L. So we pronounce both vowels in the word Noël. Otherwise, it would be pronounced differently if we didn't have the two dots over the E. So Noël is how we pronounce that. We pronounce each vowel separately. Another word is the word Haiti, the French word Haiti. We say Haïti because you have the tréma over the I, which means that both that A and that I get their own pronunciation. So you say Haïti in French. Haïti. You pronounce both the A and the I. So watch out for the tréma because that's mostly going to affect your pronunciation of your vowels. Now, if you're talking about spelling with these accents, we're actually going to look at those boxes at the bottom of the page and talk a little bit about how you say, oh, how do you write that? How do you spell that? And this goes back to the alphabet. So if you have not yet reviewed your alphabet en français, or maybe you need a quick reminder, you should rewatch the alphabet video and make sure that you have got that so that you know all your letters. So to ask how words are spelled, there's two different ways. You can say, how do you write that? The question for how do you write that is comment ça s'écrit? And then you can follow it if you want with the word you're asking to write. So comment ça s'écrit? How do you write that? Or comment ça s'écrit? Zèbre. How do you write that? Zebra. Comment ça s'écrit? Comment ça s'écrit? Comment ça s'écrit? Zèbre. Another way to say how do you spell that specifically is comment tu épelles? And then you have to follow it with the word. So, comment tu épelles? How do you spell blank? Comment tu épelles girafe? Comment tu épelles girafe? How do you spell giraffe? And the way you answer that, you can say ça s'écrit, and that answer works for either one. Ça s'écrit, it's written or it's spelled, and then you have to spell it out. So, If we're going to spell zebra, we would say ça s'écrit Z-E, accent grave. So when you get to the letter that has the accent, you say the letter and then what accent goes over it. So if we're spelling zebra, it has an accent over the first E, an accent grave. So we would say Z-E, accent grave, B-R-E. And that's our letters Z, E with an accent grave, B-R-E. So if we were going to do the same thing for giraffe, giraffe doesn't have an accent, so we'll just spell it out with our letters. We say ça s'écrit G-I-R-A-F-E. And that's just how we spell out giraffe. So that's why I wanted you to make sure you reviewed your alphabet before we spelled those things. Now the last question you can ask is something that maybe you need for communicating with group work or partners in class. Maybe you want to communicate by email, send some people some of your study guides or part of a group project. You can ask someone their email address, and you also need to be able to spell that out. So the question, what's your email address, is quelle est ton adresse email? Quelle est ton adresse email? Quelle est ton adresse email? Or quelle est ton adresse email? And that's your question. And then you can respond with say. Say. That's C'-E-S-T. Okay, it's written in your book on the bottom of page 22. C'-E-S-T, say. Then you have to spell out your email. So, a couple of words for our email. The little at sign in French is called arrobase. Arrobase. So when you get to that at sign, you don't say at, you say arrobase. And to say dot, instead of like .com or .net, you say point. Point. Like the word point, but we pronounce it French, so it's point. So, to spell out your email, you would say, and then spell it out. I'll give you mine for an example, because you have my email already. So if someone said to me, Mademoiselle, quelle est ton adresse email? I would say, oh, c'est LSCRANTON arrobase DUNLAPCUSD.NET, which means my email is lscranton@dunlapcusd.net. So there's some handy information for you. Very important that you review your alphabet pronunciation, and very important that you watch out for your accents now that you're aware of what the accents are and what they do. They're very important for French spelling, and spelling is not correct in French unless the accents are correct as well. Now that you know, you are going to have to make sure you are spelling everything correctly. I hope you check that on your devoirs ce soir, et à bientôt!